Hey parents, hey boys and girls. So, funny thing, I made this video and realized that I had my headphones on mute. So, had to go back and remake it. But I wanted to make this video to go over some part or different videos to go over parts of your math packet that I think could be helpful. So, this part is reviewing page 20 right here, counting on and making 10 to subtract. So I'm going to be focused on making 10 because we should all be pretty solid on counting on at this point. So in making 10 to subtract, it's has a lot to do with making 10 to add. We're just using that relationship between addition and subtraction to kind of go back and forth. So what I mean is if I have 2 plus 2, those two parts come together to make a whole of 4. So on the flip side, for subtraction, if I have a whole of 4 and I take part of 2 out, then the part that's left should be 2 every time because 2 and 2 make 4, if that makes sense. So the idea behind making 10 to subtract, you're trying to get to that friendly 10 number just like you would when you were adding. So just like how you don't have to add all of that second add end together with the first add end at once. When you're subtracting, you don't have to take away, like in this problem, all of your 3 away from 12 at once. You can take away a little bit at a time to make it friendly and then take away the rest. So, this is what I mean. If I have a whole of 12 and I take part of it out, 3, so I have 12, I'm taking 3 out, seeing what's left. So, I don't have to take away all 3 at once. I know because I know my place value. If I take these two ones out of 12, I'll have 10 left. So instead of taking away 3 first, I'm going to take away 2 first. But if I do that, I got to make sure that I finish the problem. So if I take 2 out of 3, 1 has to be left because by the end of this problem, I have to take 3 out. If I just take this 2 out, I didn't do the problem correctly. I didn't do what it asked me to do. So if I take 2 out of 12, 12 minus 2, that'll leave me with 10. But I had to take this 1 away that's left over to make sure I take away all of that 3. So, whoopsies. So, 10 minus 1 is 9, which means that 12 minus 3 must be 9. So, going back in the other way from subtraction to addition, if 12 minus 3 is 9, then 9 plus 3 must equal 12, which it does. So, we know that we're correct. All right, same thing for 14 minus 5. I skipped number 3 and went to number 4 over here, but here's number 2. Just like with the last problem, I have 14 as my whole. I'm taking 5 out of 14 to figure out what part is left. So we're trying to figure out what part is left. So just like with the last problem, I don't have to take away all 5 at once. I know just by looking here that if I take this 4 out of 14, I'll be left with 10. So instead of taking away 5, let's take away 4 first. But remember that in order to take away 5 away, you got to take away 4 and 1 more because 4 plus 1 is 5. So I'm going to take that 4 out of 14. So 14 minus 4 would be 10. Just like the last problem, I have 1 left over. Got to take that 1 away. Otherwise, I'm just taking 4 out instead of 5. So 10 minus 1 is 9, which means that 9 plus 5, part plus part, must equal a whole of 14. Okay? Same thing with 11 minus 3. I can tell just by looking at 11. If I can get that 1 in the ones place, that 1 1 out, I'll have a 10. And subtracting and adding from 10 or to 10 is a lot easier. So I know I just need to take 1 out. So 11 minus 1 is 10. But I'm not done yet because if I just stop there, I didn't do 11 minus 3. I just did 11 minus 1. So I got to make sure that I take the 2 that's left over in that 3 away. I have another 10 partner problem. 10 minus 2 is 8, which means that 11 minus 3 has to be 8. And 8 plus 3 must be 11. So hopefully that made sense. If you have any questions at all about page 20, then let me know and I'll try to help you as soon as I can.